Hey, hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm an intern with Alive this semester, and I'm going to be interviewing Hannah Aris from the Energy Society. She is the auditor. So, Hannah, why did you decide to get involved in the National Park City project?
Um, well, if you can't tell, I'm originally from the US, and I moved to Galway almost 3 years ago now, and I've absolutely fallen in love with it, as you do. And it was just, there's something special about Galway to me, and the fact that it's a city, but it still feels very intimate, and it still actually has a good bit of green and blue spaces. And say, like, I'm originally from near Washington DC, which of course is a huge city, and we've had to fight really hard to kind of protect any or even get back any green and blue spaces. So moving here, I kind of, at least for me, I thought of Galway as such a treasure that it's something that I would want to help preserve, at least, the parts that I like about it, which is getting to go outside. And yourself, like on campus, there's the biodiversity walk, and it's just it's so special. Like you can't find that in so many other places. So yeah, that's probably the initial reason that I joined. And then on top of that, I just really wanted to become more integrated with the wider Galway community. I know some people on campus, sure, but I kind of wanted to branch out and yeah, get more involved and make Galway my home.
Thank you. Why is the National Park City important for the people of Galway?
I think a lot of people in Galway also realize how special Galway is, and more people are moving here even, as we see. Yeah, there's more jobs in the area, but also just people, there's something about Galway people love. So I think that, because we have been so fortunate to have so much nature around us. We have a forest in the city, like, how many places have that? I think that it's important for us, as more and more people move here, and want to enjoy the beauty that is Galway, that we work to protect it and preserve that beauty for future generations, because that, once again, that's what makes Galway so special. And National Park City, it's just, I mean, the name itself, a national park city, it's like, it's brilliant. Like, that's exactly the kind of thing that we want to see, is we can continue this development and continue improving, the quality of life for people living in a certain area. But quality of life doesn't just come with, okay, more jobs, more shopping centers or whatever. It also comes with, we still have places that we can go and go for nice walks. And there's still that kind of community feel where I could go on a walk and see my neighbor and talk to them, or do that sort of thing. So I think it's all about, for me, preservation for the future citizens of Galway City.
Thank you. In 10 years, how do you envision the National Park City's contribution to the development of Galway?
I think, once again, because Galway is developing and more people are moving here, I think that National Park City can help ensure that we don't lose those green and blue spaces while we're building. We're going to need more homes for people. We're going to need maybe even more, well, I don't know, office buildings. Everybody's working from home at the moment, but we're going to need some sort of development in the city, but it needs to be done in a way that protects and almost involves nature in doing so. And we want to make sure that everything is well planned out, and we don't want to kind of create this sort of concrete jungle that really would cause Galway to lose touch with nature and the kind of intimacy maybe that it has been able to preserve for so long. So definitely, I think National Park City will hopefully allow us to continue this development, but to do sustainably, and with just future generations, and both the mental and physical well-being of future generations, because that's so closely tied with nature, and being outdoors and just enjoying sort of the fruits of nature.
Thank you. So, what is your role in the project, and how do you hope that your area of expertise will bring, what will it bring to the project?
Oh yeah. Well, I guess you're interviewing me, but really I'm just one of a bunch of people, because as you mentioned, I'm auditor of the Energy Society at NUIG, but there's so many of us who are champions of this national park. And honestly, it's not even really fair that I'm the only one who's getting to speak, because everybody in our society has so much passion and dedication to the goals of National Park City, and to preserving nature and to living sustainably, and to educating as well, like the youth or whoever, about a lot of the issues. So yeah, really it's a group effort, and yeah, we're all really excited. What we is a green directory or a reuse directory, which would be promoting the circular economy, say, of Galway. So, a lot of people maybe who have lived in Galway their whole lives and are from Galway, they would be more knowledgeable, say, of, okay, where's the local, cobbler or seamstress or bike shop or charity shop, places I can get things fixed, or places I can donate or buy secondhand. But as we kind of are moving towards a more global economy, and we have just so many students, or just so many, people coming from all over the country or all over the world, like myself, coming to Galway, we kind of are losing touch. Not all of us, but myself anyways. I didn't know, okay, where do I go to get these things fixed? And the idea there is we want to promote people, instead of buying something and then as soon as you can't use it, whether because it's broken or it's ripped or whatever, throwing it away. Well, you can get it fixed and support local economy. You can donate it if you want, and it's just to collect all of these different places and put them in one directory, a website online, that any student, any citizen, anybody could look at. So that's our main project. And then on top of that, of course, we're helping in a couple weeks time now. This was just decided and we're very excited about this, plant more trees to kind of expand the Terryland forest and make new trails, hopefully. So yeah, we're just trying to get involved however we can, once again, as a group, to protect those green and blue spaces.
So what do you think the project will bring to campus life?
So honestly, I think that the project, because it is literally just a kind of a conglomeration of 80, 90, whatever different groups, local groups in Galway, it is so accessible for, students to get involved in this if they wanted to. And, they can plant trees, they have a good outlet for their voices to be heard, because not always, but I think sometimes as students, maybe we have a lot of strong opinions, or we are strongly affected by decisions that maybe we don't always have the final say in, and we're kind of just on the precipice of even being able to vote in the country. And so this will really give students that ability. It's like, here's 80 connections, and if you have an issue about something that's happening in Galway, or you want to get involved in protesting this, or even supporting this bill to go through, these are the groups that you can meet up with. And it's like, it's a direct line of the people you need to know. If you're interested in environmental issues in Galway, these are the people you need to know. And even ourselves, we've met so many people, we've worked with the council, like, and this would have been stuff that maybe it could have been hard for us before, but now, yeah, it's just streamlined. And on top of, say, volunteering work or anything, I think it'll make issues a bit more prevalent. Like the information can be spread a lot easier on campus too.
That's brilliantly said. So as a youth energy advocate and a student, do you think it is important for projects such as this are developed?
Yeah, most definitely. And this could be because I'm from outside of town, say outside of the country even, but I think that there's sometimes you hear about all these things once again going on, and you want to have a say or you want to do something, but it's very hard to figure out who do you talk to, how do I do anything about this. And especially like when we look at climate change, or any issues facing us, especially as youth, who this determines our entire future, around the environment and environmental protection, it can be very overwhelming, that we hear all this kind of doom and gloom, and we're like, oh my God, this is our future, and I feel like I can do nothing about it. But I think it will be really important for any student who does feel that way, say, I feel that way. But then I could go out and talk to these people and feel like I was doing something. So anybody who does want to do something and doesn't know where to start, and rightly so, like sometimes it's so hard to find, you can go and join any of the groups involved, and really just help out. And of course, Alive is a perfect example of getting students involved with the community. And I think, that's a perfect gateway then, because now here's 90 different groups that we can volunteer with through you guys. So not to put, all the responsibility on you, but it's a wonderful outlet.
And finally, one of the long-term goals of the National Park City is to establish a Citizens for the Environment Volunteer Day. How do you feel that NUI Galway can help engage students in volunteering in green initiatives?
Well, I think, at least to the students' benefit, there are a lot of people already who are overwhelmed or stressed out by the environmental crisis, so to speak, that our entire planet is facing. And I also think that they're, not to speak for everyone in any sort of way, but there's definitely a population who already are very appreciative of, even on campus, the nice biodiversity trail or the green fields they can sit in between classes. So, so many students and just young people in general, we get so much out of, the green spaces and taking time to be in nature. And we also feel all the pressure, whether it be from social media, like news, or just word of mouth, or talking about it in classes, of environmental devastation, that I think there's a lot of people who, if given the opportunity, would love to do something, would love to help. And even if people aren't sure about it, we're working with the university too, like Sustainability on Campus, the CUSP group, to kind of incorporate sustainability and sort of practices or volunteer opportunities even into coursework. So really, it's about the fluidity, I guess, between the relationship between the city and those who use it, and students are definitely a huge group of people who use it. And I think that, given the chance, we would love to help out. So
Okay, thank you so much. So thank you, Hannah. You've been great, and it's great to have a student voice like in such a big project. And your work that you're doing is amazing. So thank you so much for sitting down with us today and having this interview.